Oh no, that's cool. You know what I mean? Ain't got nobody else to be a priority right now. He should, you know what I mean? We ain't got nobody else but the draft. So him trying to get a bag or him getting a bag is good. It's good for the fan base. It's good for his pockets. Good for his fam. You know what I mean? And hopefully, like I said, hopefully he stay and give him a check and he hoop next season.
So
You know what I
hold on,
mean?
hold on. You don't think that it behooved the Brooklyn Nets to pay Cam Thomas in the way where it shows, for i.e. that the whoever we about to draft, that look, we drafted Cam Thomas, we see who he is and what he can bring to the team, we value what he is and what he can bring to the team. Look how we paid that man. Then
No,
wouldn't you think that
you
would
can.
boost the morale of the player that you draft by paying somebody that you just drafted? Is up 4 years scale. It's just coincidence. You feel
Uh,
me?
yeah, I
Like,
Not if
see.
you think he better.
you know what I
Yeah,
mean? That if
but that,
they do right by Cam Thomas, I think the drafted player will play with more morale. Like, yo, I want to be here because I know when it's time they're gonna,
well,
do
well,
me do
Breezy.
right.
Real quick, you already said they want to be here, so it ain't about not about the money. You know what I mean? But seeing him get paid is a good thing. But like Big Priest just said, like, all right, he just got paid that. Let me get in here and see if I can get paid more. You know what I mean? That's what it's gonna be like.
Ice, I can't let you do that. You got situations like Jalen Williams. He know he gonna get paid. It ain't no, you cannot keep Jalen Williams if you don't pay him. Like,
But
in
that's a
my opinion,
different kind of
it,
player.
no. It is a different kind of player. It's a different type of situation. But at the end of the day, these players they only get but how many contracts, and they got to be able to capitalize and make the business work for them too. You feel what I'm saying? So that's all. But go ahead, though, Ice. Then pass it to Big Priest. Though.
You got it, Big Priest.
Um, I think it all depends on the number. So you don't want to, and this is the thing, and I kind of agree with what y'all was saying about Clax and Cam in this asset. You don't want to be tied to players long term, with big money, right? Like, for instance, 40 million a year, or something like that. You don't want to be tied to that because we're still a rebuilding team, and we don't got we got to think about it to this extent. OKC was trying to get rid of Shea Gildress after he had a great year
Mhm.
before they end up paying him and doing all that stuff, and then ended up benefiting them that they didn't move off of him. But you got to think about um
They would have made the same
what the
mistake they made with Harden if they did that.
they was going to move off of him. So um you just gotta it. It's hard to. I don't know what is the number y'all talking about, Breeze and Jay. What is the number?
No. What I'm saying is it's not necessarily the number. It's more of the message that they're giving to the player that they draft. They would play with a higher morale, more enthusiastic. You know what I mean? More enthusiastic, more. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I want to be here. You know what I mean? And no player want to
I
feel like they're gonna, take less. These are young guys. They trying to become business savvy. They just want to play basketball. They want the franchise to do right by them. That's
I
all.
think as
It's
a
this.
rookie, especially a first round pick, they gonna get. It's already a set number that they get.
Right.
What you'll be talking about is the second contract, right?
Mm, right.
So, but in order to get to that second contract, you have to produce during that first contract,
Exactly.
and
That's why Ace
you have
Bailey fit here. Ace Bailey will be. That's why he took in all of that clear pathway to superstardom. The Brooklyn Nets more than the Wizards and the Pelicans.
I think
So,
I do agree. I think the I think New Orleans needs a big um and or a point guard. So that's what I believe they need. I don't know if New Orleans is but I could see them taking him. But they're very wing heavy because I like Herb Jones. I like Trey Murphy. Right.
Trying to
I
trade
think
him. Big
Herb
Priest.
Jones is can be like a as at his rate of development can be like a Jaden McDaniels. Very important piece as
They trying
far
to
as
trade him.
winning.
Big Priest. Both of them. They trying to trade both of them.
Oh, for like what's the price?
I
Because
don't
I'll
know.
take a Herb Jones over here. I
But
love Herb Jones game.
they trying to move her. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to move Herb Jones right now.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
so if they're trying to move those players, then I can see them. We might have to jump above them to get them. Um, as far as Washington is concerned, I don't know what Washington is doing. I think Ace will become a bust in Washington. I don't
See what I'm saying? Why would he want to go there?
Why you think that though?
because Washington does a terrible job. We have done a terrible job of developing players recently. Washington is worse.
Does Washington have all of the same owners and coaches and staff? Because they looking different right now.
Nah, this is not the same staff as before. They
They
switched
looking
everything
They
different
around.
got the
right now
same
to me.
ownership, but as far as what they got in I think the front office, all that stuff, yeah, it's different. They don't and they I agree with Breeze on that aspect. As a young player, seeing look how Alex Sar looked last year and the numerous other players. I mean, you playing a Jordan Poole team. I don't know if that's a good look personally, but um, if we can get if it's some kind of way we can get him and Jeremiah, I think it's a W. I mean, I think we did our job. We go.
Phew.
Listen,
Those-
but hold on. Listen, and again, of course, y'all would say I will make it about Cam Thomas, but just say player A. And Ace Bailey is player B. If player B is looking at team A and he sees player A can have the team or have the defense draw double teams, player B feels like, look, I might have ISO situations because they doubling him. If I'm a rookie, that's what I want. I want ISO situations. Now, when you think about the Pelicans and you think about the Wizards and you think about who in the Brooklyn Nets, who can give Ace Bailey, a rookie that wants to be a superstar, more one-on-one situations? The Brooklyn Nets with Cam Thomas or the Wizards and whatever, and the Pelicans and whatever. It's the Brooklyn Nets. That's a rhetorical question.
Well,
I'm telling you, man.
That's an incorrect answer because
Ace Bailey should be
Zion gets way more defensive attention than Cam Thomas. I'm sorry. Zion
is not reliable, bro.
But he played all of last year, though. He played like 70 games.
Bro, I just don't like the mojo of it, man. I don't like it.
I was just answering your question. I know what you was going
I still don't. I don't agree with it. I think he's too much in and out the lineup for 4 years. Like we talking about a 4-year time span, you could hop on last season, but
you're talking about a lineup as well. And I'm not trying to defend the Pelicans but you're talking about a lineup that will have a healthy DeJounte Murray, right? As far as I know, they still will have CJ McCollum. Yeah, DeJounte Murray ain't really an injured player. He'll be back. So and you're gonna have at that point
CJ.
Yeah, I mean, they got more weapons than we got, more certified weapons. So,
yeah, Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, Zion.
He said they're trying to move him, but they haven't moved him. I don't know why they would move Herb Jones.
I got some breaking news for y'all real quick. My bad, Chris.
Breaking news?
Right.
Yeah, Boston traded Drew Holiday to the Portland Trailblazers for Anthony Simons in 2 seconds.
Whoa. What?
Wait.
Yo!
They was getting off that contract.
Nets fans is the best fans.
The East is wide open, bro.
Again?
That's a surprising trade.
Wait. Ice, who you said got traded? Who they got back?
They got
Anthony Simons
in 2 seconds.
Anthony Simons is on the Celtics now?
Not even a first for Holiday? That's crazy.
Wow.
They got the better player at this point because you get a younger Anthony Simons.
But Simons don't do what Holiday does on defense, man.
I think Boston trying to tank.
They are, LM. They are.
They just want another scorer.
Hold on. Iceman reported this when he reported it, and I pulled it up. Shams reported it in 1 minute. Ice reported breaking news within 1 minute of it happening. When I say Nets fans are the best fans, you gotta believe me, my man. You gotta.
Ice is really the source. That's what that means. Ice is the source. He told Shams.
Yo, Shams, your cousin. Yo, stop. Oh.
Ice called Shams and let Shams know.
I think that Boston realized they're gonna have an issue scoring next year without Tatum, and they got a guy that in the right situation can get them a lot of buckets. You keeping Derek White. That backcourt with Derek White and Simons can be a problem.
Yeah,
right.
Good.
That's gonna be good. And they got a young player back too.
Yeah, that's gonna be good for them. That's a good move.
But you know what, too? Actually, Drew Holiday there, but either that or they trying to make Scoot Henderson the point guard because they got too many Holidays there. But I was wondering how is Scoot going to start with Simons there because I think Simons is a better player.
Now,
but
pay attention now. I won't be shocked if Holiday end up in Houston. Pay attention.
Yeah, that's true.
That would be a spicy trade.
That would be interesting.
But Drew Holiday got cooked by Knicks, though.
I mean, at this point, the NBA don't give. At this point, the NBA don't even give a fuck.
They were cooking on.
Oh yeah, they entering full tank mode.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well,
I think.
Phoenix is trying to move Josh Green.
Do you think Boston is a top 3 team next year?
No, they're playing at this point. They're playing at this point.
I still think they're going to be. I still think they're going to be.
The highest that they are is probably 7.
Yeah.
Hold on. I want to go on.
They ain't going to fall back that far.
Hold on. We heard from Big Priest. We still got to go to everything Brooklyn Nets. John, Big Priest. Let Ice react to this since he broke the news, and then pass it to everything Brooklyn Nets. John, we got to get the Easy Leaf Scott and Notorious, man. It's a full house. We got to go around the pin. But go ahead, Ice. React to this trade. Let us know what you think about the Celtics because of this trade, and then segue that to John.
It's crazy. It's a crazy trade. Everybody knew Anthony Simons was going to be moved at some point in time, and we already knew the Celtics were trying to move Drew or the Unicorn, and to trade Drew for Anthony Simons and not the Magic picking them up or not, you know what I'm saying? Another team like that picking them up is wild.
Yo, Ice, you think you think Anthony Simons gave you IT vibes? He giving me IT vibes, man. Remember IT?
Yeah. He gonna give buckets over there. That for sure. He gonna give out buckets on the Celtics. That's wild that they get a player like that. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. Somebody else. Then nobody else had nobody to trade for him, bro. Like the Celtics. That's crazy.
A younger player to add that fits the timeline. Come on, bro.
Brooke, John, how you feel about this trade, John?
Definitely a shocking trade. Now the question is, will Portland flip Drew Holiday again? Because they got him last year and they flipped him for assets, right? In that 3-team deal with the Bucks. So you wonder what's going to happen with there. But it's definitely a surprise trade. But we are now in the thick of it, guys. There could be crazy trades happening the next 24 to 36 hours. But this is why this upcoming Wednesday is everything for the Brooklyn Nets. This is real. This is really.
Hey, John, Shams was right about this offseason being crazy. Was Shams right?
Yeah. Hell yeah, he's right about those. He's being crazy. I didn't think Desmond Bain was going to get traded for 5 picks. That's for sure. Like, there are definitely some teams now weighing, can I seriously win? I mean, the East right now with the Halliburton injury, huge ramifications. The East is as wide open as a snow rink right now. That's how open the competition is right there. And now there are going to be a few teams in the East vying for the crown, and then the West is still going to be crazy competitive. But this move right here by Boston, they're trying to semi-tank to get a top 3 pick next year. They have their own pick, and the Pacers as well. Them trading back for their own pick might have just saved their whole future right there, not having Halliburton. So there are going to be a lot of teams vying for top lottery picks next year, and Boston knows what they're doing at this point.
So what makes you think that Boston is trying to get a top 3 pick?
Because they have their own pick, and they don't have Tatum.
What about the move makes you think that?
Because you think about it, you could have probably got a bit more. I think Holiday still has decent value, but I think for the Celtics, they're trying to make this so they'll look competitive in a lot of games, but are they looking to win next year? Not at all. And you have to remember this too. Without Tatum, Jaylen Brown, what is he going to do as the number 1 option? I don't know if you guys have heard, a lot of teams are thinking about throwing crazy trades for Jaylen Brown. Who knows what his future is going to look like? And if they're still going to build around Tatum, getting a AJ DeBosta, Cam Boozer next year to slide next with Tatum looks pretty good if you're the Celtics trying to think about long game right now, because you're a very expensive team. And I think the Celtics know after this year they can't have the same team going forward. So they're going to have to cut pieces, not win, and still try to get a future top pick to still build around Jason Tatum. So, yeah, this was all strategy right here by the Celtics.
So you think with them adding Simon,
I don't agree
adding
with
his
that.
18 points per game next to Jaylen Brown with Pritchard, all them other guys are still there. So
they can make more moves, though. I think the Celtics are definitely going to break it down a little bit. And don't be surprised if the Celtics are a playing team by the deadline and don't trade a Derek White for some extra pieces, because they have valuable pieces on that team right now that a lot of teams that probably will win next year over them are going to think about throwing offers their way. So this is all strategy by Boston right now.
You are either a visionary or have a vivid imagination. One of the other. I don't know which one it is.
Hold on. I want to hear Easy. I want to hear Easy and John talk about the trade. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear them like two. Let them two rock. We ain't hear from Easy yet. And I was going to ask Easy anyway. I just kind of, you know what I mean? See if Easy want to rebuttal some of the stuff that he's saying. What up, Easy? Let's go with you, bro. Shout out to Easy. I'm telling you. He go to the Aki. He said, hey, Aki, I need chopped cheese the Aki way. I need the... shout out to Love and Aries in the chat. She said, everyone that's watching should definitely hit the like button. It's $3.99. Thank you. Period. Oh man.
Easy be back.
Somebody hit a bell. I heard a bell.
Wow.
Oh shit! There it is.
Yeah, that's DJJ right there, man.
The fact they got Simons.
I had Scott didn't go yet.
Hold on. Yeah, let's go to everything Brooklyn Nets and Leaf. Everything Brooklyn Nets, John and Leaf. Like, talk about the trade. Just, you know what I mean. If you got some pushback on what he's saying, Leaf, then let him have it.
No Leaf gonna have pushback.
Go ahead.
Shut your ass up, Free.
Leaf, what you think about Leaf? What you think about the trade?
Was crazy.
Leaf, what you think about this trade, Leaf?
I don't know what to think about this trade. It looked like Drew Holiday. I don't think Drew Holiday is staying in Portland. That's for one. Anthony Simons, that's a good young piece to pick up. I mean, but if I'm not mistaken, he's looking for a new contract too. So I don't know how that's gonna work out, man. Maybe Boston just got him for this year, bro, and they're gonna come up off some money. Who knows, bro? Like I don't know how this gonna work, but this trade was kind of a head scratcher to me, bro. Like it seemed like Boston might be going the young route, but I didn't think they was gonna go after Simons first. I mean, but who knows?
But Simons ain't that young. He ain't that young.
Simons is what? 24?
How old is he? Like 25, 24?
He's like 26.
He's in his prime.
Simons is 26.
Yeah, he's in his prime. He do now.
Well,
he's supposed to be doing this thing.
Yeah. He's supposed to be due for a new deal soon. So I don't know. I don't know how much Boston gonna come out of pocket for him because they got two matches.
It depends on this year. Depends on this year.
They do depend on this year. So I mean,
he's motivated to score.
He is motivated to score. He'll be 26 come opening night. So well, if he not no, he just turned 25. I'm buzzing.
Yeah, he be motivated.
He just turned 25. Yeah. He just turned 25 this soon. So I mean, Simons, he looked, he looked like he ready to go. He ready to go put up some buckets. I mean,
I think Simons could ball.
I know he can.
Yeah. Simons is straight.
His contract is up. He's
his contract is up, and he's looking for a bag. So this is a good thing for him, bro. Like, cause now you coming to a team that got Tatum is out for a year, so you pretty much gonna get a good bulk of the shots.
They're gonna be in the playoffs, man.
Right, but how did the Celtics make up for Drew Holiday on defense, though?
Exactly. This
But
is strategy.
But you got to remember Brunson tungsten.
No, don't say exactly just yet.
No.
There can be an answer to that question.
It is an answer. It is an answer.
No. It's the answer. So the answer, they still got Derek White as their POA. So I mean,
exactly.
They still got Derek White as their POA. So JB is probably gonna be the number one option of just as far as this year. And it seemed like Simons, bro, like it's probably gonna be the number 2, bro, just based on his talent, because they probably getting rid of Porzingis as well. Horford might retire.
Why are they getting rid of Porzingis?
Because his deal.
It's on an expiring $30 million contract. They got to get rid of him.
Because the deal. They got to get rid of him. Yeah. So
these teams not trying to be on the second 8.
Yeah. They ain't trying to be on the second 8.
Exactly.
So like,
This is why it's strategy, Jay.
Yeah. They trying to dumb it down, and I'm thinking. Listen, I don't know what the shit that John was thinking, but I'm thinking that they if he did say them talking about packaging JB at the deadline. They might package him and they might package Simons and clear up on more cap space, and then gun for that playing spot, because I see them still being competitive, but I see at the end of the season they might be a playing team.
If these things that you saying happen, Boston fans are gonna riot, bro.
No, they ain't. They
Boston operate that way. Boston does not operate that way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like the fans will riot, because Boston don't do it. Boston is trying to win a championship every year.
Yeah, but they're too expensive.
How good do y'all think they're going to be without Tatum?
But
exactly.
In this CBA, in this CBA, bro, they know, even Boston know that's impossible to win a championship every year, especially with the money.
They saved some money on the Drew Holiday deal, right? They saved some money there. If they do get off of Porzingis, which I don't know if they will, but if they do get off of Porzingis, that'll be some more money saved. They can. It looks like to me, y'all talking about they trying to tank. It looks like to me they're trying to get younger.
They're not trying to tank. They're not trying to tank.
Priest. You know Adam Silver just licking his Priest. You know Adam Silver's just licking his chops to give that number 1 pick to Boston, man. You just know what he did with Dallas. You don't think that's going to happen again?
When have we seen Boston tank?
Now you will without Tatum. Now you will.
Boston is going to compete next year.
They're going to compete.
Boston didn't even take out.
They're not going to win. What is Boston competing with? They're not going to win.
They didn't tank after the big 3 because they didn't need to. Our dumbasses gave them our picks.
Listen, I don't know about y'all, but Tatum is not the all-be Michael Jordan. Tatum is a cog in that machine. That's all he is. That's all he ever been. He is not no superstar. He wasn't
the Finals MVP.
He is not a superstar.
I
don't agree with that. All right, next person.
Hold on. Tell me. I'm gonna be.
I don't think he's no superstar.
Hold on. I'm gonna go to Scott on this. The Goldfinger, shout out to you. Subscribe to the page. He says the East isn't hard. Boston not tanking. How do you feel about that? I'm gonna say my little soliloquy, then I'm passing it to you, Scott. I feel like it's not quote unquote supposed to be the competitive. A lot of fans are saying that, it's easy for the Knicks to run away with it. Or some people said the Cleveland Cavaliers gonna win a championship, but it's only like 2 teams that's supposed to be competitive. The rest of the teams is going through mishaps and rebuild.
I would say 3. Bro. What about Orlando?
3, Orlando too. But again, that's as far as what's being said. Now, as far as Bane going to Orlando, I put them top 4. I ain't say they were top 2. I said top 4. But we'll see, right? We'll see. But I said all that to say that the Celtics are not tanking because they're looking at the Eastern Conference like, nah, we still might have a chance because the East ain't that tough.
No, it's not.
They're not winning next year.
I can't believe the Magic gave up all that for T-Rex arms.
Listen, hold on. The reason why I say what I say is because
I thought it was a good deal.
Hold on. I'm going to say this. I'm going to pass to Scott. The reason why I say what I say is because they'll get a player like Luke Cornett and make good of him as a player. Like he didn't get drafted super duper high, but he contributes to them for what it's worth. Now, Scott, how do you feel about it? Do you feel like the Boston should? Do you think they're going to compete, or do you think they want to? You know what I'm saying, try to get a top 3 draft pick? Like,
no, they're going to compete. I don't think they're going for. They not tanking. That's not their MO. That's not how they get down.
If they fall in the,
that's not how they get down.
If they fall in the play-in, bro, the NBA gonna give them niggas a top 5.
Right. If but that's not tanking though. They not tanking though.
They not tanking, bro. Like,
they not tanking. I'm gonna tell you what. Let me tell you, that move with Anthony Simons is a great move. I'm gonna tell you why.
Man, they fucking gonna be better, man.
I'm gonna tell you why. Yeah, they're gonna be quicker. They're gonna be quicker at the point. They're gonna be quicker at the point. When they played the Knicks, Brunson toasted the Boston Celtics. He got in the paint anytime he wanted to. They stopping that. They're gonna stop that. Knicks are gonna stay pat. Everybody's gonna stay pat and try to build. The only team that really made a big move was Orlando. Orlando made a move. Now the Celtics made a offensive move. They need more scoring. They're gonna score a lot of points. I'm telling you.
They're gonna give up
even without Jason Tatum, because of the way their system is.
That's exactly what Joe Mazzulla wants. A player like him.
Joe Mazzulla's a heck of a coach, man.
Stop thinking that it's one person that's going to make you a champion. Stop thinking that way.
Especially
where you get that from? Where y'all get that from?
Scott, hold on. Let me say this.
I don't think Boston winning no championship without Tatum.
No, they probably won't. But that's not the point. They're going to compete.
Right, Scott. So what I'm saying
agree with that, but
they were number 2 in the standings this season. We don't look at them. We don't project them as the number 2 seed. And this is what I'm saying. I think they toggle between 6 and 7, between 7 and 8. You know, where you got them. I don't got them 1 through 4. I got
them at 4 or 3.
4, 5.
The East is going to be crazy. The East is going to be the East. Who are you going to put in front of them? Who are you putting in front of them? Orlando. Go ahead.
Orlando, Cleveland, and the Knicks is arguably could be 1 through 3 next year.
Knicks might not even make it. The Knicks might not even be in the top 3. You got to remember that. Got to remember the Knicks got their own draft pick. If you want to make that kind of talk about draft picks, the Knicks got their own pick.
They got one.
There's a time to tank. It would be for them now because they don't have no picks afterwards. They dead ass. They dead ass all the way to 30.
The Knicks don't even have a coach, bro.
Yeah, and you're putting them at 2 and 3 in the East. Come on, man. Come on, guys.
The main thing about Boston, bro, is that Drew Holiday is out, which is what they wanted. Drew Holiday is out, which they want, and now Porzingis is probably the next piece to move.
Nothing changed. Nothing changed in Boston.
What do you mean nothing changed? They just lost one of their best defenders. What are you talking about, Scott? Listen, Scott. Listen, nobody likes Boston here, but you have to look at this from an objective stance. They want to potentially get a second lottery pick to pair with Tatum, and they have the optionality of trading Brown for valuable assets to reshuffle the whole deck. You got to think about this, Scott. Teams are thinking about reshuffling decks to keep their winning streaks going. You got to think about that.
John, hold on. You're not wrong, John. Listen, we just gotta go around the panel. Scott, pass it to Notorious when you're done.
Yeah. I'm just saying the East is wide open. Don't think just because they made this move, they want to tank or they want to move more pieces. Oh yeah, I'm quite sure they don't want to be in the second apron. That's what they're trying to avoid as well. But they're not going to put out a product and not make the playoffs. They're not going to do that. I'll pass it.
All right. Yo, Notorious, man. What you want to talk about? I know you pulled up before the trade happened.
I heard everything. I think Boston is definitely not tanking, bro. Boston is going to retool. I think this is one of their moves to retool because they need scoring with Tatum out. Just like Leaf said, plan for them to move Porzingis and get some more pieces to be competitive, The East is too wide open for them not to take advantage and still try to be competitive for them to tank. The trade makes sense for Boston. I don't see how Drew Holiday fits on Portland.
Me neither.
With all those guards.
He might be gone out of there.
It made sense for Anthony Simons because he was expendable. You still got Shaden Sharp over there.
You don't think he's gonna be the OG?
There.
You think Drew Holiday still got some gas in the tank?
I don't know.
I think he's gonna be the OG?
I think Portland might
He's
move
the
him
OG
again.
now.
I think he might get moved again. I just don't see them. I don't see him fitting over there. I don't know.
You know who might make a trade for Drew Holiday? The San Antonio Spurs. They need a defender like that on their team right now with Wemby.
I think they're trying to make. I think they're trying to make Scoot the official point guard.
Yeah, that's what it is.
They're trying to make Scoot the official.
Yeah, you're right, LM.
Yeah, but
even
with Anthony Simons, you got Shaden Sharp over there, so you can lose Anthony Simons. I like Anthony Simons. I think he's dope. I think he's talented. He's gifted. Offensively, will it be enough to get Boston a chip?
They might not need another piece.
Probably not, but I think they're going to, like I said, I think they're going to retool and do the best they can with this.
They're not finished.
Based around their core, and they're gonna do the best with what they got.
They're not finished. They definitely ain't finished.
Yeah, they're not finished for sure.
No, but again, I just wanted to have the conversation. Again, we all here, and we pretty much spoke on all of the breaking news. Shout out to Iceman for the breaking news, getting it to us in 1 minute of it happening, 32 seconds probably to be exact. Again, man, shout out to the whole panel. That's Big Priest, Eskimo. This is JTV. Everything Brooklyn Nets, John, Notorious, Scott, Leaf, Brooklyn LM. We out here. Again, we're going to revisit this, and we're going to probably do a whole show. Brooklyn. I'm trying to get an interview with Brooklyn LM. You know what I mean, to get a bar breakdown. I mean, but just
did you ever do Sam Presti?
Nah. Sam Presti after Brooklyn LM, man. Sam Presti ain't spitting bars like Brooklyn LM. I mean, he's second.
and can I say one thing before you move on?
Yeah, LM, that shit is hot, man.
That shit was.
Thanks.
Did y'all see that Nikola Topic is the first player to ever win an NBA championship without playing an NBA game?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, I've seen that. I was weak.
And the picture they had of him, he's just looking like, how did I get here and shit. Like,
and he's gonna be playing next year too. That's the crazy part.
Oh yeah, and the other shit, the conspiracy. Did y'all see the zero conspiracy?
Yeah, I seen that.
Everybody who won zero in the playoffs. That ain't wild.
That's wild.
Hold up.
That's it.
Oh, right.
It's sad though. Halliburton went out. I think he was due for a game too. Like he was
about to do them dirty, man. I swear
he was starting off crazy.
That would have made a great series ending, boy.
They would have watched Halliburton and get hurt.
If he didn't get hurt,
if he didn't get hurt, I think they would have won too.
Listen. I'm listening to y'all. I'm just letting you know while I'm listening to y'all. I'm going to the last part of the show about LeBron and what he said about ring culture. We're going to all have a chance to react to that. But go ahead. I'm listening to y'all. Go ahead.
No, we just saying that.
Oh, it's open mic now?
Yeah, basically.
If Halliburton did get hurt, it would have been a great seventh game. That would have been a good game.
Man.
Yeah, it kind of, because they fought in the first half, but they just ran out of, you know what I mean? Guys was not doing things they used to doing. It just put them in the.
They kept it close to halftime. When Nembhard hit that three, I was like, "Oh yeah, we got something." But you know,
yeah.
And I was low key rooting for him more after Halliburton got hurt. But you know, it is what it is. I mean,
I see how important it is to have that point of attack. That guy that holds the ball, that dribbles that ball, he don't hold it, but your guy that's a point of attack. He gotta be on.
And it don't help that Lou Dort and Caruso is like grabbing jerseys.
In front
of the rest. Nobody's calling nothing.
Yeah, you know how that is.
It makes it very difficult for players to get off when they're allowed to do whatever, and that's why when they said that Alex Caruso was shutting down Joker, I was like, he wasn't shutting down Joker. Joker was he was able to do all that little tricky weird stuff to Joker, and it frustrated them, one, and it allowed them to cause them turnovers and stuff like that, because they weren't allowing him that. I mean, they were allowing him to get away with it, murder damn near.
You know who OKC remind me of? And I've seen a lot of basketball. Detroit Pistons. Detroit
2004?
Pistons. Yeah, a little bit with that, aggressive defensive play.
Played good defense in Detroit. Ben Wallace was a man child.
He was a man child, and that's the only thing they missing. Well, they have homeboy from the Knicks.
Man, he ain't nowhere near Ben Wallace.
No, but I mean, yeah, he nowhere near it though. Don't get me wrong.
When we had to play Detroit, Ben Wallace was getting on my dang on nerves, boy.
I don't think OKC go back to back. I think it's gonna be a new champion next year.
And the West went back to back in a long time. So
we ain't get a back to back in a minute. So
yeah,
I think a new champion is definitely.
Hold on, y'all. Before we get to that, John said he wanted to say something about Ace Bailey. We're gonna, what I'm saying, here what he gonna say. Then we're gonna get to this content on here.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna probably do a part 2 tonight. All of this breaking news and all of that. So I'm just doing the work. But go ahead though, Ace. Go ahead, Brooklyn Nets, John. Go ahead, talk your shit, bro.
Yeah, listen, the Ace Bailey stuff is so interesting right now. The fact that now it's been reported that his 3 top teams are Pelicans, Washington, Brooklyn. I mean, Ron Harper said to me on Twitter, anything is possible. The Brooklyn Nets have the power to try to move up to get Ace if they want to. And at the same time, they can move the spot to get Jeremiah Fierce, a guy who worked out for the Nets, who's been in Brooklyn, New York for 3 months now. Like, he would be a great he did the boxes. Common Maliwak, who's the best center in this draft, will be a huge upgrade for us. Sorry, Priest. As much as Claxton has given you moments here or there, he's just not at that level that Common Maliwak could be at if we develop and bring him into the fold.
Bro.
So
he told you to talk about Ace, bro.
I know, but I'm just mentioning the options for the Nets. At the end of the day, I'm not going to go crazy if the Nets don't get Ace Bailey because we have options. But I would say this to Sean Marks and Joe Desai, their legacies are on the line on Wednesday. It's put up or shut up. They claim to develop and know how to draft players. We're going to see it on Wednesday night. Every Brooklyn fan is going to see it on Wednesday night. I hope great results come for the Nets.
Listen, hold on. I'm glad you said that because what I seen, and I forgot where I seen it at, like who reported it, but they said that we look at the social media. It's important to us. It's something like that. I'm paraphrasing. So I'm saying that they listening to everything Brooklyn Nets, John, LBL, Big Fan, Breezy, Leaf. This is JTV, Big Priest. You mention their name, you atting their child, and somebody who been in the league, probably you warning his son about social media, trying to make sure his son head is in the game and not on the internet, distracted. Somebody like Ron Harper, OG, you know what I'm saying? What's going on? I think he's just, they keep their ear to the, not the street, but they keep their ear to the internet. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that to say, I think sometimes they take, not to say they take our ideas and go big stream with it, but and some of the stuff be sounding similar. You know what I mean? But which is cool. Just put us on. You know what I'm saying? If somebody, like, imagine getting a shout out from big media because they listening to us and they shout you out on the next show. Like, that's love. Like, this part of the media has become vital, where even the hosts of the ESPNs and all of them got their own podcasts. You see Shay, he ain't hurting because of his podcast. If before podcasting you get fired from ESPN, it was a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Like, times have changed, and I'm saying all that to say the fans matter. They are listening to the fans. Don't think they're not listening to the fans. They're listening to the fans. We're gonna get into this content. Shout out to John for that. But you know what I'm saying? Y'all already know I'm finna clip this up. Yeah, I hope y'all watching the clips. A lot of good content on them clips. Easy on the clips. Big Priest on the clips. Leaf, of course, is on the clips. Jay on the clips. Brooklyn LM. All of y'all on the clips.
Are you not
I'm on the clips. You know?
Are you not entertained? This is not what you are here.
All right, hold on. So we're going to
One
get
of the
to
coldest
this
movies of all time.
Gladiator. Shout out to that. Hold on. Here we go.
Russell better than me and make me better than him? No, because we play at different eras.
I don't know why it's discussed so much in our sport and why it's the all be all of everything. Like, okay, you weren't a great player if you never won a championship. Yeah. It's like, or if you won one, then you can't be in the same conversation with this person. It's like,
but that's a great point, because what you're saying is like, no matter what you have, you need more. No matter what.
Right.
No matter what. They can never end.
Yeah. Right? It's I don't know, man. It's just like, you sit here and tell me, you know, Allen Iverson and Charles Barkley and Steve Nash, you know, our wasn't unbelievable. Like, oh, they can't be talked about or discussed with these guys because this guy won 1 ring or won 2 rings or won, like, it's just weird to me. It's like saying Peyton Manning can't be in the same room with Brady or Mahomes because he only has 1 ring. They don't never discuss that in these
championship. Bill Russell won 11. Does that make Bill Russell better than me and make me better than him? No. Championship.
Now, I gotta say this. It seemed like 2 different perspectives.
He was tiptoeing around like, Jordan's name.
It seemed like Michael Jordan's have more of an honor for errors, and just knowing that he, as a player, is not bigger than the game of basketball. The basketball is one of the fastest evolving sports in sports. So I think that was more Jordan's perspective. That's me saying how I feel about it, because he's not making it a personal thing. He's not even naming a lot of different players. He's naming 2 players just to say, like, yeah, I got 6 rings, and everybody's saying I'm the greatest, but Bill Russell got 11 rings. So is he greater than me as a player? You see what I'm saying? And it's that complexity it's it's tedious to have these conversations because it's a lot of the intricacies to it. But I'm here for it. You know what I'm saying? It's the off season. I'm here for it. I think LeBron feels the pressure of not getting as many rings as Kobe, as Duncan, and as Jordan. And it's great that he's as great as, and I think part of the greatness of LeBron is feeling that pressure. But you got to be honest, though, man. Just got to be honest.
No, bro.
I don't think he's feeling pressure.
Nah,
I don't think he's feeling.
That's why he's bringing this up. He's trying to deflect. Like,
I don't think.
Go ahead.
No, I don't think he. You know, he don't really give a shit. He done a lot for basketball. He brung money in for them. He won championships on multiple teams. He achieved what he wanted to. It's up to you whether you feel like he's in that elite class of players. But he know he's going to be remembered. That's the main thing. But for any basketball player, I just want people to know that I was a baller. That's what I want people to know. Whether you think I'm a champion or not, that's up to you. That's totally up to you as a fan, because you spend your money. You remember, you paying his salary. So he's good with it. He just want to put out good product.
What I'm saying is, as a fan, I call myself a big fan. I'm a big fan of competitiveness. I'm not a big fan of, oh, yeah, I know I'm a winner because my mom's called me before I played this game and she said, I love you whether you win or lose. Nigga, I know that. It ain't about that. It's about, are you willing to show that you want to be the best at something that you love to do?
Yo, Breeze, you really put the petty in competitive, bro.
Yo.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man, like, I want players to, you know, of course you could lose, you go home and life is marvelous. But that's besides the point. The point is, do you go out there and you play and give it your all, or do you just go out there, go through the motions? You know what I mean?
I think all of them do. I think all of them do. I think they give their 100%.
As you think all the players go give their 100%?
100%.
Absolutely not.
I think a lot of players do. You don't think you don't think players give 100%?
I think a lot of
all of them
mail it in.
All of them, no.
Okay.
Yo, hold on. Remember, I don't know if y'all remember this. This is a bad Net fan memory.
Like
it was a play where
watch
Harden
Game
had
7. Oh wait,
can
I say one thing? Watch Game 7 from yesterday or whatever. They wasn't playing with that same intensity for the whole series.
Well, you
that
can't take 100%. You can't take the human aspect out of people. You can't make people machines and go, oh, I know you could score 30, but tonight you just not feeling it. Tonight you just not feeling it,
and not even about the scoring. It's about the effort. Like you see
that too.
Everybody is diving for a loose
that
ball.
Too.
Like every possession matters. That's 100%.
Yeah, but I'm saying you can't make somebody. It's not possible for somebody to do the same thing every day.
Well, that's the point then. You know what I'm saying? You can't.
So then then as a fan, as somebody outside, we look at it and say he ain't giving 100%.
No, bro, you can have a terrible game and still be giving 100% effort.
But it might not look like it to you.
So hold on. So Scott, you saying somebody's 100 could be 50? Basically.
No, what I'm saying is any given time, your 100 ain't 100.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So somebody, you're looking at somebody, even though you saying they giving 100.
They might want to give 100, but they just ain't got it. They mentally checked out. Like, okay, look at the game. Look at this Game 7. When Pacers came back after halftime, mentally they was under a lot of stress. They lost their dude, man.
That's true.
You can't just go, oh, okay, forget about him and let's rock. But man, I've been rocking with him all year.
But I wouldn't say none of them stopped giving effort. All of them were still playing with 100% effort. They may have not won the game, but they were playing with effort. You've seen the effort on the court.
Well, I didn't see it. When I looked at the game, I didn't see 100% all. I seen sometimes when they gave up, when you turn the ball over and you ain't diving on the floor at that moment. It looked like you gave up, but you mentally checked out. You think mental issue don't have anything to do with the game?
Nah, I ain't think it was mental issues. I thought.
I'm just saying.
Game plan got
I know
thrown in the garbage.
What I'm saying is
scrambling and.
What I'm saying is,
I still think they play with effort.
Okay, like there's 400 and how many players is in the NBA? 400 and something? Is it 430? Something like that. How many players you think? How many teams? How many college players come into the league and actually? They thought it was a game show. Yeah, yo, but I'm just saying, out of those number of 400 something players that come into the league, all of them put mad effort to get into the league.
Yeah, but there's times where those efforts is like, all right, you know what I'm
Once
saying?
they become damn near billionaire, we done seen guys packing in, especially the guy on that video right there.
That's what I'm about to say. I'm about to say, like, yeah, after a while, some of that, it's not like they don't be competitive. It's like, all right, this game, we know we ain't finna, I'm saying, we ain't finna win this game. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm finna chill. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna take these possessions off.
Ice,
yeah, and sometimes
example too, Ice.
Go ahead.
Let's look at about the fact that guys don't even play the same amount of games no more. When I was grew up watching basketball, imagine a superstar not playing 80 games. These dudes be playing 60 something games. These dudes, they gotta put all these different things into the All-Star game to get. These dudes ain't competitive no more. All these dudes is friends. It ain't no hatred no more.
They know each other.
You're gonna compete against them. That's
well, it's a job. It's like a job.
Yo,
if you look at none of them niggas,
they play.
If you just watch the first game of the NBA, like the matter of fact, not even the first game, the middle of the NBA season compared to what the playoffs and the finals look like, not even talent-wise, just effort-wise, you could see they playing way harder because it means more to them. But imagine if they played
I agree with that. I agree with that.
They played every game with that same type of intensity.
But that's a mental thing too. And that also goes on to the team. The coaching, the culture, the hammering in, hammering in.
Mamba mentality.
Hold on. And another thing I want to say too, I feel like the 3-point shots sometimes a lazy one. You know, it's you don't
exactly.
Wherewithal to try to get 2 feet in the paint. You know,
right,
you're not even trying, because my thing is, once you get 2 feet in that area, bro, in that painted area, bro, the defense has to react, because you're a professional. You can just jump right over him for the little floater.
Right,
like,
right.
Or you gonna get benched if you don't react to that, regardless if you think there's an alley-oop threat. You got to stop the ball, bro. That's why, to our prior conversation about Clax, that's why I was saying, like, yo, he want the PNR. They want to pick and then drive and kick. They want to find a shooter on the corner. That's why Clax.
No, but that's Clax's fault.
What you mean? You think he should have been on the one to get in the 3-point
shot? I'm agreeing with you. That's his fault. I'm agreeing with you.
Oh, so yeah, I mean, but that's it. That's all I wanted to say.
But I feel like that's all road shit. Clax don't want to do that. That's what they telling Clax to do, and that's what he was excelling at. And the numbers was telling him to tell him to do that. But he wants to be able to play basketball.
70, 80%. Yeah, he wanted to play like he was allowed to play in Georgia. But they didn't. They have went away from that, and also the damn player development.
And they groomed him into something that's totally different than what he was. Like,
but not only that, remember when that team first got formed, right? When the team first got formed in 2019, the biggest question was, and a lot of people was questioning, yo, where's the defense? So a lot of that time, it was like, yo, we drafted a defender.
The only real defender.
Right, exactly. So they had no choice but to hone him into a defender. It was bro, you got to play defense. The scoring, we got Kyrie and KD. We don't need you to do what you're doing at Georgia.
Right,
we got two of the best scorers in the league.
Yeah.
So play defense and do it in
that's
lives.
why I can't say he regressed, Ella. Like, it's like he's doing what niggas is telling him to do.
There's a lot of factors that go into a player, man.
If you don't if the coach's game plan, we're practicing, right? And they're telling me to do this, that, and this in practice. And this is the plays they putting in. Boom, 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 boom. And then in the game, those are the plays we run. How did I regress? I'm literally doing what they prepare me to do.
Jay, let me put it like this, right? Let me put it like this. Regardless if my role changed or not, right? If I have a goal set, this is me personally. I don't know if this is Claxton, but if I have a goal set, regardless of my role, yo, I already know I'm a horrible free throw shooter. All right, next fall season, I'm working on that. I can still do lobs. I don't gotta do the shit I was doing at Georgia, but just in case they found me, I'm gonna have this shit on lock. Let KD and Harden do what they do, but every year I'm gonna involve in that, and I'm gonna get better at that. I don't have to shoot 30 shots. I don't have to do all of that, but let me make sure I'm good at this. So they don't do that shit with Mitchell Robinson when niggas can send me to the line and I can put my team in jeopardy. I don't have to do that shit. I work.
That's true.
That's true. That's true, Alan. He did improve his. He did improve his.
He did. I'm not saying he did. It's just
he did.
So I'll give him props. He did a little bit.
Free throw shooters, though.
It wasn't elite, but it was an improvement. But I remember
it wasn't an elite improvement, but he definitely improved.
He got up to like 60% when he came in.
He was shooting like under 50. He was like 40%.
Right.
He was terrible.
I don't give him all-star. I don't give him like Bam Adebayo. Grace or whatever like that. Like, I know what Claxton
he wasn't
is
that type of shooter like that.
Right. He wasn't that type of guy anyway. So I don't give him. I kind of give him grace because realistically, when he was with Harden and Kyrie and them, Claxton was the dog.
Brooke, that's what I'm saying. I'm not taking nothing away from his game. I'm saying because all of the drive and kick going away from the PNR, his morale is down. He like, man, I miss Harden. I miss when, you know what I'm saying, when they was looking for me because they had the respect Harden float game. So he was getting a lot of alley a lot of PNRs because they had to respect
Right.
his full game, and then he went from Harder to Spencer Dinwiddie. Damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it is what it is.
Dinwiddie.
But when Cam Thomas is the only one trying to find you on lobs, that's an issue. Like it should never be that type of thing.
But that's where Cam's game increased. He got better, and that's where you saw he got better because when he first came in there, he knew he could score, so he was just scoring.
But the whole
but then
about it is, they don't. We didn't have no system for years. We didn't run no plays. We didn't run
coaching was terrible. The organization was terrible.
So when we talk about players, because we saw that playoff series where doggone Kevin Durant was getting picked every time. The game was not being
I had a
made
nightmare
easy
scenario in my head.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
What if Cam Thomas don't think 100 million is enough? Because they saying, because I said that when Breeze brought it up earlier. Oh wait, look.
I think that's enough.
When Breeze brought it up earlier, they said they were going to sign him to a 4-year, $100 million deal.
Right.
The first thing came to my head is he should be getting paid more than Claxton. There's no way he should be getting paid less than Claxton.
I remember you saying that.
And what did Claxton get like 4 years, 127 million or some shit?
No.
What he got?
No, it was 4 years, 100 mil.
100 mil, yeah.
What did CJ get?
Jay, listen.
But no, hold on, got 90-something mil.
Yeah, CJ got around about these numbers.
Yeah, that's a good number.
CJ was around 90 mil.
What if Cam turns it down, man? And if Cam's agent turns it down, because he want to stay in Brooklyn, but if they don't offer him the right number,
he won't turn it down.
He won't turn it down.
Listen, I think. Listen, Jay. What I was trying to say is, I feel where you coming from, but at the same time, just hear this part of it. Cam Thomas going to be in the starting lineup in this rotation. If he goes to another team and try to force his way to a different team, they probably going to ask him to come off of the bench.
Right.
And he don't want that.
That'll cut his money.
Going into next season, he's going to be the number 1 or number 2 option on the offensive side of the ball. And if he go anywhere else, I don't see, you know what I'm saying, him being the number 1 or 2 option. He might be the number 3 option, but I don't see him being the number 1 or 2 option.
And I think that you think he's a number 3 option
on this team?
On the Wizards?
On the Wizards?
I said on a winning team.
On the winning team.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think he wants that. I think he want to build his career here. I think he knows. And to your Jay's point, I think that 4-year contract will have some kind of stipulations to it, whether he makes the All-Star game or, you know what I'm saying, he plays 65 plus games or whatever it is. I think he is going to have a contract loaded with initiatives, loaded with.
On the winning team, he'll probably be the 6th man though. I don't think he'll be starting.
Him coming off of the bench.
If they already winning team, yeah.
Right.
I mean,
if they got to start it like on Orlando or Detroit,
Memphis, he would be he would come off the bench.
Not unless somebody get injured, then he'll.
I mean, now probably. I mean, now that Bane is going,
start him over KCP.
Not unless somebody get hurt. That happens.
Detroit.
Man, I hate this. I hate this Cam Thomas slander, man. I don't like it.
Slander,
man,
it's factual. If he was in, he would come off.
It is. You just haven't seen enough, man. And Cam is going to show y'all enough, so y'all stop saying these.
But he's at this point in his career where he's got to show what he's capable.
Yeah, he is going to show. He got to. And he was supposed to do it this year.
When he started for the Warriors.
No, hold on. Don't do that. Hold on. If
they took off Buddy Hill, hell yeah, he's starting over Buddy Hill.
Hold on.
They took out Podziemski.
If they didn't trade for Desmond Bane, would he start on Orlando?
That's what I was saying.
Yes, he would.
I don't know if he would start on.
I think he do.
Trade for Desmond Bane. I got it because you got Suggs. You got it's all about what the team needs now. They got
that's true.
Lineup out there.
That's
they got
true.
Suggs. They got the other guard Black and what's the other guard that they traded? Cole Anthony.
Yeah.
So
Cam Thomas is elite, and y'all keep trying to regulate him to a 6-man. He could be more than that. He just needs the opportunity. And
Cole Anthony was coming off the bench before he got traded, though. So.
Right? Yeah.
I think if they didn't get banged, Cam would start on Orlando.
I don't know.
Cole Anthony was trying to dunk in Tim's.
I think Cam Thomas can start in Orlando because Suggs is a good defender.
Right.
So he would kind of make up for Cam on the defensive end.
But I'm trying to see whether that team would actually start him. Even a guy, and Tim Hardaway might not score better than him, but he fits what the team does. You
talking about in Detroit?
Yeah, I'm just using an example. Yeah, so the team.
I mean, Priest, you got to remember they got Ivy too. Ivy starting that back.
All about the system that the team runs.
Yeah,
they might say Cam is a better scorer than Jaden Ivey, but he wouldn't fit that system the same way. You see what I'm saying?
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, no, hold on. To systems mean a lot. How they play the game, it means a lot. And again, I'm being intentional because Dylan just joined the panel, and what he don't know is that we got 7 more minutes. Now that's because I'm clipping the show. That's mainly the reason. I think I'm gonna come back for a part 2, but I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I gotta. Yeah. I gotta fill the gas tank. You know what I mean? But shout to No, I'm not. That's what I'm saying. It is early. I agree with you. Chris. Shout to Nets Press Dylan. He just joined the panel. Shout to Easy. We didn't hear from Easy. Hopefully we can hear from Easy. I'm gonna do the part 2. But Dylan, talk to us, man. You see what's going on? There's a trade happened between, you know what I'm saying, the Boston Celtics and the Portland Trailblazers, man. What's going on, man? You care to talk about that? What you want to talk about?
Yeah, no, man. I appreciate you for having me on. My fault for the other night. I know I asked to join for some reason. My computer shit the bed and it did like this whole reset fucking update that took like a whole day.
No. What you call Easy said it best. I'm a volume shooter. You know, if you don't give me one night, trust me, it'll be another night. I'm gonna pull up and you know what I mean. It'll be a different like right now. You know what I'm saying? So
for sure, no, it's a strange trade for both sides. I mean, I've been an Anthony Simons fan for a while, so it hurts me to see him in Boston. But no, I mean, honestly, I'm just here to chill, man. I just hit a parlay. I know we're a bunch of bettors on here, so we're having a happy night. But yeah, no, it's an interesting trade for sure. I'm not sure how Brad Stevens keeps doing this shit. Somebody's got to investigate his cellular device.
You think he's a better player than?
I don't think he's a better player than Drew Holiday. I just think for the fact that you got an expiring contract plus 2 second-round picks for a dude that's 7-8 years younger than Holiday. You know, it's a great move in terms of getting off of his multi-year deal. So I believe they freed up over $70 million over the next 3 years because of this trade, which will help them financially for a while. So
Dylan, that was just the breaking news, but I really wanted to ask you about, did you see the Ace Bailey say that his preferred destination is the Pelicans, Wizards, and Brooklyn Nets?
I have. Listen, I've been keeping a very close eye on this now for the last 2 weeks. And I have spoken to a few people, one of them being Scoop B. Robinson. I always talk to him here and there.
Shout out to Scoop.
For real. Scoop's a cool dude, man. I actually got to meet him in Charlotte when I went to the Nets Hornets game. He was there. I was talking to him courtside. And he's a down-to-earth dude, man. He's awesome. But no, I've a lot of people are saying the same things. They're hearing that Brooklyn is the team that wants to trade up to 4, and it makes a lot of sense. Especially if you want Ace. He's not falling past 6. Washington will snag him if they want. It's just going to come down to who's willing to pay the price. You know, Washington has the 6th and the 18th pick. Brooklyn has 8 and 19. I personally would stay away from packaging up both those picks simply because I want to use 19 and Cam Johnson to move back up into the lottery. So hopefully there's a world where you can get this deal done with Charlotte where you don't have to give up the 19th pick. Maybe it's like 8 and 26 plus a future first, which I'm all for. Especially if you can still utilize Johnson and 19 to then move up into the lottery.
So hold on. Just kind of rewind. I heard what you said, but for us to get the 4th pick, move up to get the number 4th pick, we will have to trade 8 and 26. You said?
I think it would probably be 826 and a future first, so probably the 2027 next pick. Which I'm all
26 and 27.
A couple of
just
seconds.
26 and 27.
Get rid of them. Get rid of them second round picks, man. They got about 1,000 of them.
Do y'all want to trade 26 and 27?
No, I wouldn't.
I would do
27 is
that
a good
before I
number for
give
the
it.
Brooklyn Nets. Trade them 26. Keep 27.
So hold on.
Oh my gosh.
Hold on. So you're saying
Get rid
to
of them
trade?
second
You're
round
saying to
picks.
trade 826, right?
Yep.
And a first.
And then we still have 4 and 19.
So then we would have
Still got 4 and 19.
27.
We would have 4, 19, and 27 in the second round.
And then you could package up one of either Claxton or Johnson with the 19th pick to try and move up for a second lottery's pick. So realistically, let's just say Brooklyn's picking at 4, either one of 9, 10, 13, or 14, and then 27 and 36. Which I've been saying
That's
all
not
along.
bad.
I think the Nets are picking 3 or 4 players in this draft. I don't think they're using all 5.
Right, I was
I
saying
don't
that
think
too
so
because
either.
I feel like with Jordy Fernandez and his rotation, or for any coach, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You're gonna get 2 to 3 players that you could focus on and play and develop. 4 or 5 players seems like a lot.
No, definitely. And I mean, I will say though, OKC did bring in 7 rookies the year that they brought in Chet and Jalen Williams. So it's doable. It's just with the current construction of youth that we have with Dariq Whitehead, Noah Clowney, Cam Thomas, Day'Ron Sharpe, who's likely to come back. You know, those are 4 already young guys. So figure if you're adding 3 or 4 more, you know, you really do have like 7 or 8 guys that you're still utilizing with that youth and development. So I definitely think 3 or 4 picks is the route to go.
Yeah, but what's good with you, man? You going to the draft?
I've been contemplating it, man. I don't know. As of right now, I don't have tickets, but it could be a day of change my mind, see what happens.
Pull up, man.
But
Stop playing,
the only
man.
problem
Pull
is I know I want to so badly. The only problem
have a drink with the homies, man.
The only problem is I won't be able to make my content if I'm there. That's the only thing I'm worried about. But
now you're gonna be able to get content because you're gonna get interviews. You're gonna mingle.
That's true.
You're gonna
true.
Right.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna have to.
You're gonna get exclusive content while you're
listen. I met Dylan is on the panel because this is Jay was at a game. Like, come on, that the whole thing of being there mean a lot, man. If you could be there, Dylan, come on, man.
I know. I gotta see.
Come on, man.
Go with me. Nah, for sure. I'll see what I can do. I'll let you guys know tomorrow.
All
right. Hold on. We might get. I might get into a part 2. I don't know yet. Shout out to everybody on the panel. Nets fans is the best fans. We're gonna be back soon with more content. I don't know how soon, but soon. Again, man, Nets fans is the best fans. Creme de la creme. Tell a Nets fan friend. Subscribe. Peace out.